So if you've been in my streams, you have noticed that I have started playing Bard to get a sense how it feels. It's been the class that out of all the years I've been playing Final Fantasy, I have put to the side for so long. And I see a lot of Bard players out there. So I want to share some pointers and some tips and some errors that I made to save you some time in hopes to help you improve on your Bard journey as I have from the many deaths and mistakes that I've made. What's up, good people? It's your Final Fantasy homie Jay, and let's hop right into it. The very first tip that I want to give you is that Bard songs do not stack. I did not realize this when I first was playing Bard, and I would literally use both of my first two songs right at the beginning of the fight. Right at the beginning, I would slap them both on, and only to realize that just like real life, you can only sing one song at a time. If you try to sing two songs, you're looking like a babbling fool who don't know any of the words to the lyrics. And you don't want to look like that when you play Bard. So whenever you start one song, you want to let that whole song play out. So when it gets to about 2 or 3 seconds left, that's when you want to switch into the next song, because sometimes server text can be a little wonky. So cutting it on about a second or two before it actually drops is not a bad thing. So do not stack your songs. You're wasting time and you're wasting the valuable potential that the song can do for you. Okay, so this next tip is super important because I did not know this, and all of these things I didn't know until I trial and error or I looked it up myself. Quick Knock is a level 18, your first level 18 AoE ability that you get. And a lot of people have a bad habit, even myself when I started as Bard, is I stand far back as possible and then do my attacks. But how Quick Knock work is that you would think that it just automatically does AoE in front of everything in front of you, but that's not right. The AoE actually starts from your body and it cones out. So if you're far away from a mob and you're trying to use Quick Knock, your very first AoE ability, you won't hit everything. It will not hit everything. It has a range limit and it doesn't hit everything. So actually playing Bard, when you do your AoE moves, you actually want to be pretty close to the mobs. That way your AoE spreads in that cone and hits everything needed and you're not missing anything. So that's a really important tip. I see a lot of Bards doing that where we stand way too far back and we're actually not hitting everything with our AoE attacks. So you want to make sure you move closer when you use your Quick Knock AoE. Didn't know that, did you? I didn't either. I was looking quite funny. I know if you're looking for the rotation, as always, when I always post a rotation in the description below, I'd save you time for me trying to say all these words. Just look down in the description below, that rotation will be there for you. It's through level 60 because that's how far I've made it as Bard. I will have another video at level 80. But if you're just here to try to figure out the rotation and you need something to kind of get you going, look in the description, the rotation will be there. I got it nice and easy for you. Hopefully it helps you out and helps you as you continue your Bard journey. The next tip is just something to consider, just in case the description didn't make good sense for you. You get Warden's Minuet at 52 and you get Pitch Perfect also at 52. But what it doesn't tell you is that each time, so how it works is that each time your dots do damage, there's a chance that you'll get a stack for your Pitch Perfect. You can get up to 3 stacks that does triple the amount of damage, or each stack does the appropriate amount of damage. But it doesn't tell you that when you use Pitch Perfect, it actually resets those stacks. So I found that it works better if you can hold out and let those 3 stacks fill up and then use Pitch Perfect. Let them fill up again, use Pitch Perfect, rather than just using them at level 1 and then try to use them at 2 and 3, because it doesn't continue. It resets the stack as soon as you use it. So that's just something really quick that I wanted to share, just in case you didn't notice that, is to usually use Pitch Perfect when you have 3 stacks and not 1 and 2, unless like something's about to die and you just want to pop it real quick. Now this next tip is kind of something I've researched on my own from playing Monk and playing Ninja and using their AoEs. The default rule of thumb is if there's 3 or more minions, you want to use your AoE abilities. But for Bard, I found that I do more damage when there's two or more. And that's because Bard's single target damage is far less than most other classes. It's a support class, so it's single target damage. It's kind of like dancers, like their single target damage isn't that great, but their AoEs and their buffs is what really helps them strive a lot. But with Bard, you can actually push your AoEs to 2 or more enemies rather than only doing it with 3. I would literally just save my single attack if there's only 1 left. That's when I use my single attack. I found out that's more effective as Bard because they kind of just play around their AoEs. I'll explain that in the next tip and how that works. But if there's 2 or more, just keep AoEing out until there's only one minion left. Now this tip is probably one of the most important tips out of them all, and that's getting into the habit of using your dots as y'all are transitioning through the dungeons, as your tank is pulling to go wall to wall. It's what some people call it. Some people call it big pulls, but it's in those instances where your tank is pulling things and still moving. Apply your dot to as many things as possible, because you're gonna want to take advantage of the Maid Ballads and the Rain of Death passive proc, because what kills things the most with Bard is one, to be able to activate your main ballot with a whole bunch of dots, because the more dots you have onto minions, the higher chance that it's going to reset your reign of death, and you can do some massive AoE damage, because you can get literally a reset every 3 seconds, because how dots work is that it does damage every 3 seconds of the server. Not every second, that's something to know. It does it every 3 seconds, which means you can get up to 10 resets on your reign of death, and you can completely wipe out a mob of minions so fast. So get in the habit of using your dots during that transition phase of pulling mobs into a different area and having that all set up. That's very important for Bard. Bard lives and dies by his dots, and hoping that the procs work to give you the resets. And there's nothing more stronger than a Bard who has a lot of DP, a lot of dots. Whoa, I can't get my words together to get those reign resets, reign of death resets. Big one. Write that down. That's something that you get in the habit of doing, because if you can master that, you're gonna kill it as a Bard. You're gonna get so many procs and you're gonna tear it up. Also, all my other Bard players out there, if you got any tips or suggestions, please drop them in the comments below. Help other people who are trying to play Bard, and even myself who is still learning how to play Bard. I only have Bard up to 60. I am looking forward to see how it goes to 80. We'll drop another video on that and tell more mistakes and things that I've learned as Bard as you transition. And it's great to have other people share that same information in the comments below, because I don't know everything and I'm still learning as well with some of these classes. If this content helped you in any way, give it a big thumbs up. And if you like hanging out with me, think about subscribing. I'm a pretty cool guy, so come and hang with me. And I also stream on Twitch every week, and it's a cool, fun vibe if you want to hang out with my personality and just chit chat, ask questions. I am an open book when it comes to Final Fantasy and helping out the community. That's kind of what I'm known for my free company. As always, continue to be warriors of light in real life, like we do in our favorite video game, and helping out the world and make it a better place, one positive way at a time. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Happy questing. Later.